What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to have a little bit of a look at Spirits Saga. This is a game I've told you about a little bit on this channel up to now, but now I do think it is time we have a good old chat, a beginner's guide, if you will, because there's a lot of very cool stuff going on with Battle Spirits, and a lot of you have been asking me, Wossy, where do we start? How do we actually get started with Battle Spirits? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's where I come in. Let me show you. So what is Battle Spirits Saga? It is a new card game which is being launched by Bandai. Yes, it is based on the old Battle Spirits game, which has been running over in Japan since 2008. No, it is not the same. No, it is not intended to work with it or alongside it. It is its own thing, a separate game, but clearly based on and sharing a bunch of rules. Good? Good. So in terms of what is actually going to be available then, remember this launches in April. We have an official release date here of April the 28th. And on April the 28th, there are two different kind of things you can be getting. Well, three different kinds of things, really. So what we've basically got are, first of all, your booster box. We'll get more into that in a minute, but that's where you have, all your cards and all of that. That is the main thing coming out. That's what you're mostly interested in. We've also got 4 starter decks featuring the 4 colours available in the first set. There will be more colours in the future. They are not available yet. At the moment, we've got red, purple, white, and yellow. One thing which is very important to note about the starter decks, they are all exclusive cards. The cards in the starter deck are not found in the set, which means if you want to be playing yellow, you will need to buy the yellow starter deck. And like we've seen in basically every other game so far, from Bandai at least, you will need 2 copies of the starter deck. Some of the cards come as 2 ofs, some of the cards come as 3 ofs, but basically, if you buy one of the starter deck, you will find that you don't have a playset of everything you need, and you will unfortunately therefore need to go and pick up a second copy of the starter deck. Feel free to be upset about that, incidentally, that's fine. There's nothing I can really do about that, honestly. That's where we are. Now, the other product which is being made available is the Battle Spirits Saga core set, and what you get there for $10 are 2 booster packs, 2 of the same promo card, and then some cores. We'll get onto what cores are in a moment. If anybody's wondering, the promo card here is Feral Slash, which is promo card number 1, and it can only be found in the core set. So if that's a card you're going to want to be playing, then yeah, you will need to pick up the core set, and you will actually need 2 of them, because in this game you play with, well, up to 4 copies of a particular card. So in the booster box then, what have you got? Well, basically, you get 24 packs in a booster box. There is a box topper promotion, but they're all alternate versions of cards in the set. Every card, rare and below, is available as a reverse holo. But generally speaking, we've got common, uncommon, rare, X-rare, special rare, and saga rare. Yeah, don't worry, we'll explain that in a second. So, basically, commons and uncommon to find, you're going to be able to buy a booster box, get a bunch of them, job's going to be a good one. Rares can be a little bit of a pain, because there are 24 different kind of rares in a set. But in a box, you get 24 packs. But you only get 1 rare per pack. You get 1 rare, 1 reverse holo per pack. However, you will find yourself pulling 7 special cards, so to speak. So in every box, you will get yourself 6 X-rares and 1 special rare, which means you're only actually going to get 17 rares in a box, and that can be a little bit of a pain. Can make it a little bit more difficult. So, for instance, the best card in the set, pretty much, is Absolute Ice Shield. It basically just turns off it stops your opponent's turn. It's phenomenal. Everybody plays it, even if you're not playing white. And yeah, the annoying thing here is that this is a rare card, so you may get 1 a box. You may get lucky and get a reverse holo, but that is going to be a bit of a pain sometimes. Now, X rares, you get 6 per box. There are 12 in total, which means you have a 50% chance of every X rare per box. The X rares are generally very, very good, and you will want to play them in the vast majority of decks. It is rare to have a deck where they exist, I'm sure, but you generally want to be playing X rares. The presumptive best one around at the moment, or at least very much one of the best, is your Supernova Dragon Seagworm Nova. It's played in the Star Dragons deck. It's pretty gosh darn good. But there are a lot of red decks that are going to want to play Jurassic King Gigano Rex, a personal favourite of mine. Over in yellow, God Beast Behemoth is a phenomenal card. The X-Rares are generally very good, but like I say, you'll get half of them per box, so it's not the end of the world. You also get one special rare per box. Now, these are alternate arts of existing cards, so you don't need to worry about it too much. They're absolutely beautiful, don't get me wrong, but they are very much inessential. So, I said about Absolute Ice Shield, that does have a special rare version. Everyone's going to want this because it's great, but you don't need to have it. There is also a Saga rare. Now, this is the rarest card in the game. It is an alternate art of Supernova Dragon Seagworm Nova. And basically, I don't know exactly what the pull rates are, but they're very, very, very low. There's only one Saga rare. If you pull this, consider yourself very, very lucky indeed. Now, in terms of promo cards, we really don't have very much in terms of promo cards at the moment. They just don't exist. But there are some cool things that are going on in terms of promotions, including the amazing thing I showed you the other day, which is to say, if you buy 2 boxes of the set from your local game store on release, you get a promo pack with 2 Tamagotchi cards. Now, it is worth noting these Tamagotchi cards are alternate art Tamagotchis, so Where Stars Are Born is a real card and Drowsy Fumes is a real card, but it's still kind of cool that we got Tamagotchis. I don't know if I can buy 2, because I've got 2 boxes at the release event. I'm not sure I can actually afford to get 2 more boxes just for the Tamagotchi cards, but I want the Tamagotchi cards, ladies and gentlemen. I really want the Tamagotchi cards. But if you're going to buy a couple of boxes, do make sure you buy from your local game store so you get the Tamagotchi cards. Now, in terms of how to play, we are not going to be going into huge detail here because I've done a how to play video, go and check it out. But I do think it is just worth having a little bit of a look at the basics of the game. So if we take a Spirit as an example, let's take God Beast Behemoth just because I love that particular card. You will notice it is an 8-cost card, but there are 6 yellow eggs there. And basically, you'll notice God Beast Behemoth itself has a yellow egg. Spirits generally have 1. There are obviously rules that play around with this. And what that means is every yellow egg on your field will reduce God Beast Behemoth by 1 up to a maximum of 6. So I can pay 8 cores just to play God Beast Behemoth. Or if I've got 6 eggs on the field, then I can actually pay 2 to play God Beast Behemoth. Basically, the more you build up your board, the easier it's going to be to play cards. It's encouraging you to set up. Now, you're paying your cores, that's your economy essentially. You get 4 to start the game, you gain 1 at the start of your turn. There are other ways to gain them with various cards. And what I can basically do here is I can pay 8, or as low as 2, to play God Beast, but you've got to have a core on God Beast Behemoth. If there's no cores on it, it is instantly destroyed. Yes, there are cards that will remove cores to destroy your cards, and yes, that's sad. They're in purple, and I hate them. But you've got to have at least 1 core on. But you'll notice God Beast Behemoth has 3 levels. Level 1 is 6,000 power, you must have 1 core. Level 2, you must have 2 cores, but you got to 8,000 power. Level 3, you need to have 3 cores on there, and you got to 11,000 power. And you'll notice there are skills there that kick in at level 2 and 3. So the choice that you have a lot with Battle Spirits is, am I going to use the cores to pay for new cards, or am I going to use the cores to power up existing cards? And that is one of my favourite things about the game. During your turn until you enter the attack step, you are free to pay with whatever cores you want. So if I've got 3 cores on Gold Beast Behemoth, I can pay for a new card using 2 of them and bust him down to a level 1. Or even sometimes, in an emergency, if you need to play a card during your attack step, you might even sacrifice one of your own spirits by using the core on it to play for a card that saves your bacon. It's kind of cool. So yeah, you move your cores around as much as you like during your turn. You can pay from wherever, you can move them onto whichever spirit you like. Job's a good un. It is a very, very cool system. And as well as spirits, they basically do all of the attacking. You've also got Nexus cards. Now, Nexus cards are basically, they are your do stuff for you cards. So they basically sit there giving permanent skills. So Greenfield of the Victor, for instance, will boost all your yellow spirits. You'll notice the Nexuses also have multiple levels if you so wish to use them, with different skills that come in at the higher levels. And then after that, you've then also got your magic cards, which are more kind of one-shot deals. But let's take a look at Absolute Ice Wall, the card I keep telling you is, the best card in the game. I can just use it to end my opponent's turn after this battle, which is cool. But it's also got a burst effect, and basically you can have one burst card down at a time, and when something happens, a burst card activates. So I lose a life, Absolute Ice Shield kicks in, gives me the life back, and then, if I wish, I can pay 4 to end my opponent's turn at the end of this attack, which is kind of amazing. And that's basically how the game goes. You can attack with whatever spirit you like. There is no summoning sickness. You can attack the turn you play them. I can block with whichever creature I like. Obviously, if I block with a weaker creature, that creature gets spirit. That spirit gets destroyed. And it's basically take out 5 of your opponent's life and win the game. You can attack whenever, with whatever. You can block with whatever. And it can be a slow build-up game. It can be a very quick, aggressive game. And it is very cool. Like I say, I've done a full learn to play, but that is your very brief overview. Use cores to either pay for cards or power up cards. You must have at least 1 core on each spirit. Nexuses come in to boost you up as a general thing, and then magic come in as your one shot. You can lay down 1 burst card at a time to give your opponent a surprise when a certain thing happens. Oh, and I should mention you actually have 1 soul core as well. Only 1. You have exactly 1 core. One of your first 4 cores that you put out at the beginning of the game is designated to be your soul core. And as with all the cores, you can move it wherever you like. It doesn't really matter. Except there are certain skills where it will. So one of my favourites is Flamefish. If you've got a soul core on when you're destroyed, you can destroy one of your opponent's spirits with 4,000 or fewer battle points. So yeah, that is a card I am very fond of indeed, and it just helps to explain why the soul cores are important. Now, the other really cool thing about Battle Spirits is the organised play. Now, we don't have a full rundown of everything at the moment, but we do have this over on the website, which is basically a roadmap showing what events are going to be happening, from store tournaments to store championships, with grand opens going all the way up to the Pro Tour, which sounds kind of amazing, and then culminating in the World Championships in January 2024. And just to be clear, we know that there is a prize pool of $1 million. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is something that's being taken very seriously. There is a very robust organised play schedule with really robust prizing as well, and that is one of the coolest things about Battle Spirits Saga. We don't have a whole bunch of dates, etc. yet, but these are going to be coming in due course. But now, in theory, ladies and gentlemen, now you should know. Now you should know what you're looking for when you open your boxes, what the pull rates are per box, what the types of cards are, what the general rules are, what's going on with tournaments, basically everything you need to know to get started, and that means my job here is done. So now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about this game. Tell me what you're excited about. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Battle Spirits and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.